This video is to explain our dilation project. So today, after learning the introduction to what a dilation is, we know that we dilate something by making it either larger or smaller. So our project that we are going to do for the next few days is we are going to dilate a character, a sea creature. And your choice is a fish, a turtle, or a shark. So here's what they look like. Here's the fish. Oh, hold on a second. You can choose a fish. You may choose a turtle that looks like this, or you may choose a shark that looks like this. And so what you're going to do is you are going to dilate that fish, turtle, or shark. Depending on what you choose, here are your skill factors listed here. Fish and turtle are both skill factor of 3, so you're going to make them 3 times bigger. And a shark is a skill factor of 2, so that he fits, he's only going to be 2 times bigger. So what you're going to do, for example, is you're going to choose, let's say you choose the fish. So I'm going to use him as my example. Let me zoom out here a second. And the first thing you're going to want to do on your paper is you're going to want to label, number your axis. So number your bottom, each line by ones, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 30, and number your axis going this way, okay? After you do that, so you can pause the video if you need to, we're going to follow the rubric. So the next thing says, label each of the points on your creature with a letter. So I have chosen several points on here for you. You need to label them with letters. So you can start anywhere you want, but maybe you start here. You want to label A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, all the way around with everywhere there's a point. You want to label it. And so the fish goes all the way to K. Then it says, after you've done that, number 3 on our rubric says, mark at least 3 more points on your creature and label with additional letters. So you can mark them anywhere you want to mark them, but you need to pick at least 3 more spots that you feel you might need to draw an accurate picture. So if you pick more than 3, that's okay. Let's say you are like, okay, I need to pick the fin. So maybe you label these 4 points instead. You put 4 more points on there, and you want to label those with continuing letters. So I left off at K, J, K, L, M, N, and O. All right? And so you label them. And then what you're going to do is you are going to dilate your fish by a scale factor of 2. If it's a shark, or 3, I'm sorry. If it's a shark, you do 2. Now, you're going to have to do some work to be able to do this, and you're going to turn this work in. So on the back of your sheet or on a separate sheet, you're going to want to list each of the original ordered pairs. For example, point A for me on my fish is right 2 up 4. So I would list point A 2, 4. And then I would go around, I'd list B. Now B is partway in between 4 and 5, and it's about halfway. So I would list B as about 4.5, how far up it goes would be 6. And you continue to do that for C and D and E and F. And you want to do them for each of your letters, including your new ones. But I want to do an example of, like, let's say, for me, I want to do H, for example, to show you. So let's say you do all of these, and then you get to something like H, which is not, it's just past 8, but it's not quite halfway. So maybe you would say H is 8.2 because it's not quite half. And then up about not halfway up to 4 either, so 3.2. So you want to be as accurate as possible. Just because it's half or partway through, you don't want to make it all 0.5. Once you've done all of these, including your new ones, you got to take your scale factor, right? And so in this case, my fish scale factor is 3, and I want to multiply by the scale factor, in this case, of 3. So I'm going to multiply everything by 3, all of my points. And So you would do this. You're going to go, okay, A prime then, 2 times 3 is 6. 4 times 3 is going to give me 12. And then you're going to want to put those points back on your graph. Let's do B as well. So 4.5 times 3 is going to give me 12, 13, 13.5, comma, 18. All right. And so you want to list them all out and then you want to put them back on your graph. So 6 comma 12 was my first one for A prime. So now I'm going to go right 6 and up 12 and I'm going to put a dot and I'm going to label it A prime. And then I'm going to do B prime, 13.5. So I'm going to go right 13 and a half, comma 18. So I'm going to go up to a line 18 now right here. Ooh, let's make sure. And I'm going to label this B prime. And I'm going to connect these dots because it's going to create a new fish as I go. And then the final thing, once you've connected all your dots, the final thing you get points for are your labels and coloring the creature's pre-image and image. You got to color both. And in the end, what it's going to look like as a final copy is something like this. So you'll have your original, your pre-image, and your image that you've done with all the labels, and you will color it in so that it looks nice and neat, and that would be what you would turn in. Okay, and so depending on which character you decide to draw, your image is going to look the end. One thing that I will say is the turtle. If you decide to do the turtle, will have 1 point that goes at the top of his shell that will reach a little bit above. Okay, hopefully that's helpful and get you started on the project.